Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with a K back at it again today. I got to make this video kind of quick because I got to go to the gym, but I want to just give my predictions for this year's Super Bowl. The playoff bracket is out, so we're just going to run through all these, and I'm going to give y'all who I think the Super Bowl winner is. I'm not saying this is objectively right. This is just who I think, so if you got a disagreement, put it in the comments, but don't come at me. Don't call me no mean names. I'm not trying to hear none of that right now, all right? All right, starting on the NFC side, we got the wild card round, Green Bay versus Philadelphia. I don't think Green Bay has looked that well these past couple weeks at all. I don't know if Hurts is going to be playing this game. I know he was being teased coming back, but I don't know if anything concrete has been said. But even with who is it, Pickett and whoever that third guy is, they've still looked pretty dominant. I think they take this pretty easy. I'm putting them there. Washington versus Tampa Bay. Now, this one's kind of like a little toss-up a little bit because Washington's looked good all season. And the thing about Washington is they know how to win close matchups. I think a lot of their games, probably like 80% of their games, have been won by like a close margin. So if they keep it close, I think it's hard not to go Washington. But Baker's been looking good. Mike Evans has been looking good. That defense has looked good. This I'm really not too sure of. I really don't know who I want to take out of these two, but I'm an NFC East guy. Although I don't like them because they beat us twice, I'm gonna take Washington in that. I'm not gonna lie. Minnesota versus the Rams. Now this is gonna be a rematch because these teams have already faced each other. Where LA kind of took the dub because of a missed face mask. I understand Minnesota didn't look that well against Detroit. But I don't think they'll have many games like that. I really hope they can't afford to have another game like that. I do think Minnesota is the better team. So I'm probably going to go Minnesota right here. All right. Divisional round. No, let's do all the wild cards. All right, Broncos, Bills. Bo Nix has looked great this season. He's made the Broncos look like a pretty reputable team. But they're not beating the Bills. They're just it's not much to say about that. They're not going to beat the Bills. Chargers. Now let's go for Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Russell Wilson's done a good job with the Steelers this year, and Tomlin didn't lose his 500 record, but they have kind of faltered off towards the back half of this season. And I know they lost to the Bengals, and the Bengals' offense is Ravens-esque just in the way they can put up points. You can get hit with a lot of different options. I think it's going to be hard, and the Baltimore has a way better defense than the Bengals. So I think this is going to be a really hard game for the Steelers to win. I'm going to go Baltimore here. And then we have the Chargers and the Texans. I love some C.J. Stroud. My boy McConkey's over there. He's doing his thing, having a great rookie year. I don't think really either of these teams are like Super Bowl favorites in any realm. I'd rather see Stroud have another go at it, so I'm gonna put them there. All right, divisional round. There's not much to talk about here. That's the Lions. We got the Vikings and the Eagles. I think this will be a really good matchup. I do think these are 2A, 2B right now. I'd say it depends on Jalen Hurts' availability, which I do think he'll play. So let's just act like he's playing. And if the Vikings bounce back really good from this game, I don't see why they wouldn't play good in this game. Best on best. I'm sorry. I think I gotta go Philadelphia. They've looked good on all cylinders, like offense. And not saying that Minnesota hasn't. Sam Darnold has led that team to a record that nobody picked them to have at the beginning of the season. Definitely not me. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota won it, but just for the bracket's sake, I'm going to say Philadelphia takes this game. I have a friend that's a Vikings fan. I hope she doesn't get mad at me, but I'm going to go Philly. All right, divisional for the AFC, we got the Texans versus the Chiefs. I think that one's pretty obviously the Chiefs. And then Baltimore Bills. This is going to be a good matchup as well if we are able to see it. This is going to be a good matchup. I don't know. I really don't know because Josh Allen in the playoffs is, I mean, you know, he's dangerous, but is he really that dangerous? Because we kind of only quote him for that 1 year where he went toe-to-toe with Mahomes. Baltimore obviously has struggled in the playoffs too. Baltimore has the better team, so that's why I'm inclined to click Baltimore right here, but I'm going to go Baltimore. I'm going to go Baltimore just because I think the totality of the team is better. The Bills have, I think, one of the highest scoring offenses, and Josh Allen has played amazing. He's got rid of his interception issue that has been his biggest fault for his entire career. I mean, I think he only has, I don't know if he threw any like within the last week or two, but I think he had like 4 going into week 16. Like, that's amazing for Josh Allen. Their offense is amazing, but I know their defense has had some lapses. So you can't afford that stuff in the playoffs. Not saying that Baltimore's been perfect either, but they have the better team. So I'm just going to go there. Conference for the NFC, we have the Eagles and the Lions. It's really hard to make an argument against the Detroit Lions right now. Even though they had, I will say, where the Eagles could get the Detroit Lions is if their pressure is similar to the type of pressure that the Vikings were producing last week 18. Because it did give Goff some problems. It absolutely did. And the Eagles do have a good defensive line. They have better corners than Minnesota. So I think this is a dogfight regardless. It's just really hard to pick against them. They're like the Cinderella story of the league right now. It's really hard to pick against them. A close matchup, but I do think the Lions probably come out of that. Would I be surprised if the Eagles won? Not really. I don't think they're totally outmatched. But the Lions just feel like a destiny team right now. I don't know. And then we got the conference round for the AFC. We got the Ravens. We got the Chiefs. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs lost this game. I would not be surprised in the slightest. Do I want to say the Chiefs are going to lose this game? That's a good question. I really don't think they've played super well in comparison to previous years. But they obviously haven't played bad either. You know, they got the best record in the entire league, so, and they lost week 18 because they didn't play anybody, so that loss doesn't even really count. This is a tough one. For the sake of the video, and I don't want to sit here thinking about it, I am going to say, I'm going to say the Chiefs, bro. I'm going to say the Chiefs. We're going to have the Chiefs, Detroit in the Super Bowl. And who wins out of these two teams? Man, if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, it's tough to beat them. It's tough to beat them. We haven't seen it a whole lot of times. Like, I feel like if they get knocked off here, then obviously, you know, that's the best time to knock them off, right? These 2 rounds. Because if they make it here, man, it's usually GG's, bro. They got too much on their side. That's my prediction. I think 2024-2025 season Super Bowl champions will be the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree, what matchups you think are going to be different. I'm interested to hear all that. But that's just me, Chris with a K. I'm finna peace out. Be easy.